welcome everyone to this episode of The Deep Life. Today, we're going deep on how the majority of people believe that when something goes wrong, a symptom in their body is not working or a function of their body is not working properly, their immediate question is, what pill or medication can I take? It's really hard to make that one sentence, but
concept.
That's what we're diving into today. And we get this question a lot, but what triggered me to want to tape this specific episode is because one of the holistic groups that we're in on Facebook, like we're members of a holistic group, a woman had said her husband was experiencing XYZ symptoms for something going on with his kidneys, and what medication is suggested to relieve this. And in a holistic group like that, it blows my mind that someone is still looking for a quick fix, a pill to take to fix whatever is going on with his kidney. Now, I do want to preface to say two things. We are not against medicine by any means. I do believe that there is a time and place for medicine as an intervention in very severe cases.
Yeah.
And especially if it's traumatic and there needs to be medical intervention, for sure. But in this case, if your kidneys aren't functioning properly, holistically, living holistically, and what we do as holistic coaches, what we're wanting people to realize is your kidneys functioning this way improperly for a reason. So if we were to medicate him or her, it, whatever, then that's suppressing the root cause of why the kidneys no longer functioning properly.
Or suppressing your ability to get to the root cause.
Yes.
If you're suppressing the symptoms, but the symptoms are important. The symptoms are a message from your body telling you that something is wrong. And when something's wrong, it's asking for help.
I guess, okay. Title change of this. Or at least, today we're going deep on pain is your teacher.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, right.
Yes.
I knew I could figure it out. And we posted about this multiple times. But yes, I want to really dive deep into it because pain can be really uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. So of course, and we used to be this way. I used to immediately grab the ibuprofen. I used to immediately grab a quick fix to get myself out of pain. And I can very much sympathize with that. It's taken us a really long time to get here. But what our job is and what, we're trying to spread awareness to is when you take a step back and realize that the pain in your body is coming for, it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Symptoms it's a healing response.
Yes. That's
your body overcoming what's wrong with it, what's causing the chronic stress, chronic inflammation. It's probably, it's either stress or toxicity.
Yes.
It's on some level.
Yes.
Any chronic disease, that's what they are. And that your body's going to find ways to detoxify itself, to reduce the stress, or to protect itself from the stress and from the inflammation and from the pain. Or the pain is sort of to let you know that something needs to be changed. And exactly what you're saying. So it's like you go into our society is just so, everything is a quick fix. Everybody wants to just immediately instant gratification, whatever you want.
Yep.
I'm in pain. I want the pain to go away.
I want to be skinny.
Yeah. I'm
poor.
Hungry,
I want to be rich.
Yeah. I'm
everything.
hungry. I want food delivered to my door. Whatever it is. But then you miss out on all the other, on the process of getting help. And that's what I think that's why I think we've become, I don't know, holistic is such a weird thing. So that's why I don't want to label ourselves. I use the term holistic as I am a holistic lifestyle coach.
Right.
I teach holistically.
Yes.
Because that's something people can understand and figure out. That's what language is for. It's not really it's not necessarily a dogmatic approach to things. It's the opposite. It's not specific. It's holistic. We're looking at the whole picture and trying to figure out how to live more in connection to the universe and the way of all things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, you express health. You find health. If you just treat each symptom with a different pill or procedure, then you're going to end up like each one of those things can have side effects. So you're never going to treat the root cause, but then you're going to have to deal with. So now you have, we'll just say chronic pain. So you're just taking ibuprofen and the pain goes away. Mm-hmm. You didn't fix what caused the pain. Whatever's causing that pain is still going on in your body.
Yes.
So we'll say it's, you're overly toxic. You're too many chemicals and, highly processed foods and things in your environment, EMFs and whatever it is, all this toxicity, still there. You're adding more toxicity to it.
Yes.
So the signal is going to get louder and louder and louder. And then eventually the ibuprofen isn't enough to numb the pain. It's not that you were doing better and now you're not. You just didn't notice what was building up in your body because you were numbing it and just blocking out the symptoms.
Yes.
So your body needs to scream louder. It needs to create more pain. It needs to create different diseases. Like this is how chronic disease manifests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And from something so simple.
Yes.
We used to, so let's, I guess, take the example of ibuprofen because it's probably like very commonly used. I mean, we used to use it all the time. If you have a headache, what do? You run and you grab like an Aleve or an ibuprofen. I used to do it. But okay, if you do that, again, fine. That's completely your decision to do that because again, in society, that's what we've been taught. That's what the pharmaceutical companies said. This is what's going to relieve the pain. Yeah. Great. But guess what? If you didn't take the ibuprofen when you had the headache, where is the headache coming from? That's the question that we really want people to become more aware of and ask themselves. That's the mindset. Use this as the momentum mindset. I have a headache. Take a step back. Where is this coming from? Because headaches tend to, a lot of the time, tell you that your body is dehydrated. Drink 3 glasses of water with some salt and a little bit of, half of a lime or a lemon. See if that headache dissipates and resolves itself in the next hour or two. Again, it may not take 15 or 20 minutes like ibuprofen, but you're going to be so much better off hydrating your body. Another common reason why people get a headache is if they're staring at screens all day. I used to get massive headaches when I worked in corporate office because the fluorescent lights, the Blu-ray from the computers, the phones that I'm on, that's your body telling you, I can't. Please give me a break. Go outside, spend 20 minutes in nature and get your eyes acclimated to the natural sunlight. Yeah. So this is what I mean. Like there's avenues that can be very beneficial once you reframe your mindset and just tap in. Like, okay, I'm in severe pain. I have a headache right now. What can I do? Like, yes. I've only drank coffee this morning and I haven't even had my water yet. Okay, there you go. Yeah, exactly. It's just that it's digging deeper, right? It's that trying to figure out that's what we mean by root cause. Right. We're being very simplistic here in this analogy, but I'm doing that on purpose. Right.
And then, but in that same scenario, right? So you're dehydrated. If instead of stopping, taking a break, having some water, seeing if it helps, if you just grab the ibuprofen, your headache goes away. Great. But you didn't solve the dehydration.
Yes.
There's more issues to dehydration than simply, do I have a headache or not? Your body now can't function properly. There's so many chemical reactions that are going on in your body that are all water-based. So there's like 10,000 or probably more than that. It's really
millions.
I forget the number. Yeah, it's like millions per second going on. They can't take place properly without proper hydration. But all you did was block the headache. So your body now, your head doesn't hurt, but your body can't function properly. When your body can't function properly all day, other things are going to go wrong.
Think of a hangover. Yeah. What is a hangover? Oh my God, it makes me nauseous thinking about every Sunday morning I'd wake up just being dead to the world because alcohol causes you to be dehydrated overnight. And of course, I would wake up in the morning, I'd have the worst headache, and I would pop the 4 ibuprofen, and at that point wouldn't barely even do anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
just a reaction. Yes,
and that I should have. I know now that obviously you need to just hydrate the crap out of yourself.
I should have drank less. Had to
worked
a few waters in the night before, but that's behind you. And then it's how like aggressively can you rehydrate yourself? Because that's going to solve a lot more problems than trying to basically block out that symptom. But it also, like, this same concept goes for anything that's happening in your body medically.
Yeah, I want to use another example again. So, antacids. Used to be very big into this too. My family's very big into it because we're Italian eaters, and there's a lot of agita that comes along with agita is heartburn. But heartburn, right? If you're eating something and 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, an hour later, you get severe heartburn. What do? I need a ton. I need an antacid. I need a Rolade, whatever brand you're using. So of course you take that, and that's suppressing the pain and the inflammation. Yes. But okay, I can understand wanting the pain to go away. The heartburn is it's miserable. I can very much understand it. But think about what you just ate. Because what you're eating is causing this heartburn. Food that agrees with you, that's all natural, coming from whole nutrient-dense sources, does not cause heartburn. So whatever you just ate, go through it. If you ate steaks, if you ate chips, if you ate ice cream, if you ate a burger, if you ate marinara sauce, if you ate something, think about it, because one of those things is causing that heartburn, and it's telling your body, do not eat this anymore, or I'm going to continue giving you this pain. Yeah.
And in those situations, like it's that you probably you're lacking either proper enzymes to break it down, or your body might not be acidic enough. So if you don't have enough stomach acid, and then all of a sudden you bring in these foods that you need a lot of stomach acid for,
to break them down,
your body's going to, okay, we need to produce way more stomach acid. And then that's going to come up. So big picture, it's actually not that you have too much or too acidic of a stomach. It's that your stomach isn't acidic enough. So having like a little bit of apple cider vinegar before meals, or working it in every day.
This blows people's mind. Let's dive into that, because this is so, if you're someone who experiences heartburn all the time and you're thinking to yourself right now, oh my gosh, wait, I have heartburn almost after every meal. Like, how can I figure out what foods it is? Here is our tip. Like, this is a lifesaver for us and our clients.
Right. So this is working some apple cider vinegar in before meals to help create a more acidic environment so that you're able to better digest food. And the point is to help build your gut so that the bacteria and the acidity and the environment in your gut is conducive to digestion. Because very often we just have terrible gut health. Which I think is probably the main issue that's going on when people are struggling with kind of any intestinal issues or issues elsewhere in the body. It's the gut is almost like too complicated to try to get into right now. But speaking strictly from a nutrition standpoint, if you're having trouble digesting food, it's because it's not actually you that's digesting most of the food. It's this bacteria that is living in and on you and in harmony with your cells and with your being. So having a regimen or a lifestyle that helps build a healthier, more robust gut microbiome is going to help you so that your gut is more acidic and can break down these foods.
Yes.
So I'd say like this is different. So maybe if you're thinking like, well, that sounds just like that, like sort of one symptom, one pill. Like, okay, you're saying that like pills are bad, but apple cider vinegar is good. And I think that this kind of goes into another thing, because I think this confusion when people say like holistic, they conflate it with natural. And people are like, oh, like, so like that woman you were talking about earlier that you've heard about in the forum is like, she's asking for like holistic pills, but she means like, is there a more natural remedy?
Yeah.
What we're saying is that it's once you have heartburn, it's too late to treat that symptom. So this isn't whenever I eat macaroni, I get heartburn. So before that, I'm going to have apple cider vinegar. This is a every day, have a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Yes. Also,
like, work in some yogurt or some kefir or some kombucha.
Fermented
foods like sauerkraut or kimchi or pickles. The more fermented foods you have, the more you're going to create this microbiome and help build and support this microbiome that's always there for you, so that when the time comes that you do eat something that needs a little bit more acidity, a little more bacteria, it's there. So it's not in response. So I just want to
I love
that up a little, because I know that can be confusing. And I think just this whole idea of like, oh, like I did all the holistic stuff and it's not working, so I'm going to go to a real doctor and do real science stuff.
Oh yes, love when that happens.
And this is one. Yeah, I feel like I could go in on this.
Yeah,
but I don't want to go.
No.
Too anti-medicine
of course.
At all.
No, because like I said at the beginning, I'm not opposed to it. Right. Of course, there is absolutely reason for medical intervention at times. Of course, I mean that's doctors heal people. Like I very much understand that.
Yeah, there's a time and place for everything.
Exactly.
But also not a lot. Like if you want long-term health, you can't look for quick fixes.
Right. Absolutely.
It needs to be a lifestyle.
Yes.
It needs to be like, there's all these little things that you can be doing throughout your day that will support health way more than any pill or medical procedure or anything could do. So I think like maybe you can lean into that a little bit. I don't know where you want to go with this, but yeah, I think so. So start talking earlier about like, so disease comes from inflammation, stress and inflammation. They go hand in hand.
Yes.
Stress causes inflammation.
Yes.
Which is a great thing working out.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to stress our muscles. Then they're going to become inflamed in the short term. And from that inflammation, they're going to rebuild and come back stronger and healthier.
Yes.
That's really like, that's what exercise is.
Yeah.
That's what going in a sauna or going in a cold tub. Both it's a short-term stress. And then your body's reaction to that stress is to build back healthier.
Yes.
You build more mitochondria in your cells, you have more energy, your body works better,
right.
Like all these things.
Yes.
When you have chronic stress,
which is basically like an all-day stressor, like you're stressed at work, you're stressed about your kids, you're stressed about time, you're stressed about projects at work, you're stressed about your partner, your love life, you're stressed. Everything basically causes stress. We're dividing them.
Yeah, separating like sort of acute and chronic, the short term versus that is useful. So like we stress ourselves all the time on purpose so we can get better.
Yes.
But when you are constantly under stress, there's no building back. There's no recovering and becoming better. You're just under stress.
Yes.
So chronic stress causes chronic inflammation, achiness, pain, things don't work. And what happened, your body's reaction to the stress is the release of free radicals. So you have the free radicals that flow all over your body, and they're always there. And they're there to link up and remove the inflammation. So the free radicals are kind of, in a sense, causing inflammation, and in another sense, removing inflammation, because it's a cycle that goes on. But when it's constant, then it's a constant cycle of you get free radical, you have buildup of free radical. Inflammation causes free radicals. The free radicals cause more inflammation. Inflammation causes chronic disease. And they keep going in this cycle that keeps perpetuating and getting worse and worse and worse because you have this buildup of free radicals. So free radicals are positively charged. Body's electric, which is another one we can get much deeper on, sort of how everything is kind of electricity. But the earth is also electric. So one of the 7 daily habits, connect to the earth. The earth is struck by lightning 10,000 times per second. I think that's the number I had in my head.
Oh, okay.
Constantly, so much electricity. And it's being stored up in the magma in the center of the earth, and then it radiates out. The earth is living. It's this living thing. It's negatively charged. So it's constantly releasing negative ions. Mm-hmm. When we stand or sit, when our bare skin touches the earth, we absorb those negative ions. They come into our body, link up with the positive charge free radicals, because the negative and the positive are attracted to each other, and it neutralizes them. When the free radicals become neutralized, the inflammation goes away. Mm-hmm. It's a natural process. Like, this is how the world works. Yeah. Everything that we need is literally here. The universe provides.
Yes, this is grounding.
This is what grounding or earthing, whatever terms you might have heard. This is what it means. This is why when you go on vacation and spend all of a sudden your life is so stressful, everything's terrible, and then you spend a couple of days on the beach. And
Best
you
thing
feel
ever.
Significantly better.
Yeah. What if people say, I feel refreshed, I feel recharged? Yeah.
Even if you're on vacation, eating junk food and drinking, you still feel better. Your aches and pains go away. Your stress goes away. Skin problems clear up.
Yeah.
Everything gets healthier.
Mm-hmm.
It's because these negative ions from the earth it's like recharging a battery. Mm-hmm. They're coming in, they're linking up with the free radicals, releasing all these free radicals, which stops the cycle, stops the inflammation. The inflammation goes away, and you find health. If you have arthritis, it goes away.
Yeah. And let's preface this also by saying, don't come at us if you are like, I have this disease and I just grounded for 10 minutes. I walked around barefoot. It's still there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Again, adapt the practice of it. Build the momentum forward. You have to do this over time. The holistic practices is not a one pill done and done. Yes. It is continual. You have to do it over and over again. Right. Now, it took us 10 years to get here, but we're at this point where we can at least give people, which we try to do with our clients, an express way to get there. Yeah. So it's not going to take you 10 years, but it is going to take you a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. Also wrap that concept. Yeah. Put that in with the momentum mindset. It's going to keep getting easier and better, and you will feel better. You just have to give it time. We just did a post last week about time is an illusion. Yeah. In space, right? And again, that's a concept that we can dive deep into another episode. But you have to give your body ample amount of time to acclimate to it, because if you've caused it chronic stress for 30 years, spending 10 minutes grounding in nature isn't going to reverse it. Right. Think about that. If you spent 30 years, a buildup of 30 years of stress, it is going to take a little bit of time for that to be removed. Yeah. And you have to be open to receiving that healing from the earth. Yes. That's also a huge momentum mindset you guys have to wrap your head around. Being able to accept the healing properties of the earth. I mean, that's truly magical. Mm-hmm. And guess what? It's free. Yes. Unlike ibuprofen and all of the antacids that cost money, they're not expensive, but they still cost a couple bucks. This grounding, this earthing that you're talking about, it's free. Yeah. It doesn't cost a cent. So we just saved you money. You're welcome.
There you go. Yeah. The things we do for people. But and I would say to piggyback on that, before taking any pill or medication, I think you should tap out the free resources. You should literally get every bit of it.
I'm so glad you said this. It was in the back of my mind and I forgot. So let's get into this. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That was kind of my point of medication is okay for some people and reasons, right? Especially when we begin working with people that are on medications, we always ask for the medications that they're on so that we can look at it, what the doctors have prescribed, because we never want you to go off of these right away. Yeah. We're implementing the holistic practices first, right, because those will improve your symptoms for whatever medications you're on. But we don't advise people to get off of medications without trying the free stuff. So that's what I wanted.
Let's find health first and then start working on that.
Yeah, because it's amazing how many drugs people can come off of so quickly when they're tuning into that healing nature within. Yes. Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so in response to sort of the quick fix, like I think the opposite of the quick fix is the way to go. It's like quick fixes are quick, but they're also short-lived. And things get worse.
Yes. And it's like the never-ending cycle.
Right.
And again, we're speaking from experience. This is for us, guys. We've done it. We've been there. We've done the hamster wheel of medication after medication or other interventions. And we've just realized this is what works.
Exactly. There's a way that's always worked.
But God, I keep interrupting.
No, that's fine. Well, we were saying when we work with new clients, one of the first things we always do is try to get a list of what medications they're on. Yeah. And one thing that you always notice is it's usually not one or two, right? There's a handful, and at least half of them are, well, this one
counteracts the other one.
For my like cholesterol or whatever, but it does this to my heart pressure, my blood pressure. So this one's for the blood pressure, and then the blood pressure medication causes pain, so I take this one for the pain. And that's what we're talking about. Is like the idea of a quick fix is nice, but it doesn't exist. So what works is taking a long-term approach. It's like, do you want the pain to go away now, or do you want to not have pain?
And get 10 more pills to counteract things. Oh gosh, how many people do we know?
It's just, exactly. It's the same as like, do you want to lose 20 pounds for a day, or do you want to lose 20 pounds and keep it off for the rest of your life?
Yes, love that analogy.
Same thing. So taking the long road, doing all the little things is what's going to have a lasting impact on your health. Where if you go the other route, you take a pill, then you need a pill for that pill and another pill, and then the side effects are worse than what you started with. And I will throw in that the leading cause of death is doctors. The CDC says it's third. Heart disease and cancer are 1 and 2. I would argue heart disease and cancer are, the numbers probably would skew a lot toward doctors are killing a lot more people, and cancer treatments kill a lot more people than cancer does. Also, like medical procedures and drugs kill a lot more people than heart disease actually does. So you go into the doctor and they do all your blood or whatever, and they're like, oh, you have high cholesterol. We're going to put you on this statin. And then you take a drug that lowers your cholesterol. That didn't make you healthy.
Right.
It literally changed nothing about your health, except the cholesterol is no longer there to help you and protect you and serve its purpose. Right. And I'll tell you right now, the purpose of cholesterol isn't to clog arteries and create heart attacks.
No, it's not.
And that's going to be a whole other show in itself. But even if cholesterol is anywhere near as bad as they've been telling us, cheating on the test by taking a statin and lowering the numbers isn't making you any healthier, because you didn't change the way you eat. You didn't change your stress levels. You didn't change any of these things that are going to keep building up, causing this cycle and actually killing you.
Yes.
So this is why the numbers are conflated toward heart disease and cancer, even though most of the people that die from heart disease and cancer are actually being killed by their doctors. Yeah.
Okay. And because people are going to go in on us about the doctors. Their doctors are taught to treat patients with medication.
Right. Exactly.
Again, there's a difference.
Nobody's doing it on purpose.
No, of course not. We're not. Again, I want to preface this at the beginning. There is time for medical intervention. I wholeheartedly believe that. Like, there have been doctors that have saved people's lives in my family. Like, there's nothing
it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. But there's a difference between conventional medicine and functional medicine. Functional medicine is very close to the holistic natural route that we're talking about. And those are the doctors and practitioners who, if you were to go in for the example that Dan gave, I have high cholesterol. The functional doctor is going to be like, well, give me XYZ. What's your health routine? What's your morning routine? What drinks do you have? What's the water that you're taking? Are you exercising? Yes. Are you eating grass-fed meats? Like the functional doctors are the ones who are getting to the root. The conventional doctors are statin, pill. Yeah. So that we let's just differentiate.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And that's kind of what I was going to say. Not as eloquently or kind.
That's why we're partners in this, babe.
I was gonna say before that if you go into the doctor and they don't ask you how you sleep at night, how much sleep you get, what your diet looks like, do you exercise, how stressful is your day, and they prescribe a drug, that you don't have a doctor, you have a drug dealer. You have a drug dealer. And that's exactly what I meant before, but I would never take a medication or any medical procedure if I didn't first tap out all of the free resources.
Sure.
So I would say like it is reckless to add a drug into your lifestyle, I guess we'll call it, if you're not barefoot outside for 30 minutes every day. If you're not sleeping 8 hours a night, if you don't have sunlight hitting your skin every day and your eyes, if you're not eating the best quality food, if you're not fasting, if you're not well hydrated, if you're not going out of your way to relieve stress, like if you didn't call that friend that you had a falling out with and tell them how you feel, don't take a drug, because that stress, that constant gnawing at you is what's causing this cycle of inflammation, of stress, inflammation, disease. It's not a lack of statins. It's not a lack of whatever medication you just got.
It's a great way to put it.
Thank you. That's how I put things. I might not be kind, but I can be somewhat eloquent.
You're very kind. You're just passionate.
But yeah, I am passionate about this, and I really want people to
I think
take it into consideration.
I know firsthand. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I can go look on YouTube, because Dan's just very passionate. I think we both feel it, because the biggest pushback we get from clients when we begin working with them, I would say in the beginning, is that, oh no, my doctor told me I can't do this. Oh no, my doctor this, my doctor that. So it's a hurdle that we have to overcome pretty much daily. Like we try to implement something and it's immediately, no, my doctor said no, my doctor said no. And it's to the point where it's very defeating for us. So we're coming off very strong with our opinions in this way, simply because people like the familiar, right? People don't like change. That's all about the momentum mindset. Like you have to be able, like I was saying before, just that small shift in understanding nature can heal me, or like there are free resources that I can tap into to heal myself, is so profound in itself, without immediately dismissing the fact that we're crazy is going to help you in itself. And again, if it doesn't work, then we're all for medical intervention. Of course, we don't want people to be in pain and uncomfortable. Right. What we're trying to teach people is wrapping their heads around, again, shifting their mindset to understand that it's not the only way. And again, we've been there and done that. So you can't come to us and say it doesn't work, or no, we've done it, we've seen it, we've been there. Yeah. It's trial and error, and some things work for some people and some don't work for others. That's why we're we're all unique, and that should also be celebrated. Yes. Cholesterol is very different in you than it is in me. So to put us both on a statin would be so, and by different, I mean male versus female, because we're a human, but we're made up differently.
Right. And I'll throw out for the science crowd who love the studies, they've actually never done long-term studies on women taking statins.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
I'm pretty sure they've never done it, or there's never been a study that actually concluded that they help them. And with most medical research in general, is really not performed on women the same.
I was thinking this too, because fasting is very different for women than men. And I've experienced that firsthand, and I've really had to readjust my fasting days we'll tape another episode of that.
Yeah,
but
that's a really interesting one.
But yes, everything is different. Everything is everything is everything. But again, it's the trial and error that you have to do for your own understanding. And
yeah, I think to kind of come back to a little bit where we were in the beginning, I think a lot of people want to do the natural thing.
I agree.
Want to go where people are starting to see that Western medicine doesn't work.
No.
It's great in traumatic scenarios.
Yeah. Car accidents, heart attacks. I mean, of course, like you have a seizure, like of course that is, it's needed.
Right. Western medicine does not heal chronic disease. And think about that. If you're like, oh, that's crazy. Of course they do. It's the best. Because we're always told like, oh, this is the greatest. Like our advancements in medical science are the best that's ever been. Yet they can't cure diseases and continue to try with drugs because the medical industrial complex is really, really good at making profits and keeping clients. They're really, really good at client retention.
Yes, that it is. Yes. Yeah.
And so you do have to take this into consideration. I don't want to, sound crazy, but how many people do you know that have gone to a doctor with a chronic disease and healed it? Took a medication, like, oh, you're going to be on this medication for 3 months and then your disease is going to be gone. Because it doesn't happen.
Or if that quote unquote disease went away, I bet that pill caused something else. Well, this is gone, but your nose isn't working properly. I'm trying to be funny and lighthearted here. And then, so let's try this pill for 30 days or something, right?
And it's you get on this treadmill cycle of taking pills and taking more pills and taking pills for the pills.
Yes. And I think that this is a beautiful way to end it because I do feel people are beginning to wake up.
Yeah.
And people will come to us and say, I'm freaking done. Yeah. I'm literally on 10 medications. My doctor keeps prescribing me this. And he's a pusher, like a drug pusher.
Yeah.
Like I'm taking that from Mean Girls, but yeah. And it's really sad, but it makes me sad, but it's also like when we get those clients, it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to work with this person.
It's exciting because we love to help people.
Yes.
And I love seeing people come off of medication.
Oh my God. It's the best payment in the world.
Yeah.
Like that's, it's so satisfactory.
Yeah. People come off medications and when people's pain goes away. Yes. Like training someone and they have like chronic back pain or knee pain for years and that goes away.
Yeah. And once that click of the mindset shifts, that's also.
That's what it is. Yeah. You start realizing that symptoms are your body healing itself and asking for your help. And by help, it's not saying like, get me the medicine. It's saying get out of the way. So all this stuff that we were listing before about, going out and, being on the earth and being in the sun and eating good food and sleeping, that's you getting out of the way.
Yes.
That's limiting the toxicity, limiting the isolation and separation from the earth and giving your body the resources it needs so it can heal itself. Because our bodies, this goes for 8 billion people on the planet right now, are capable of healing themselves from any ailment by getting out of the way and allowing it. But what I see that's so sad is so many people are waking up to this and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to find the natural source. And like the example you had earlier, it's like, okay, like my husband has a kidney problem. What is the natural pill that I can give him or the natural herb that's going to make it go away? And it's not about the one thing that's going to make it go away. It's about changing your whole lifestyle to get out of the way and allow his body to heal itself. But people get scared.
Yes.
And it's this like medical industrial complex Stockholm syndrome kind of thing, or like gaslighting, where it's like, no, you're crazy. You need medicine. Mm-hmm. And because you start like, oh, this is life or death. Like the natural thing is cute if it's a rash, and I'll try all the natural thing. But now this is serious.
Yes.
This one needs medicine. So they turn toward 100-year-old practice that was created by John Rockefeller to make money off of petroleum. Another show. But anyway, they turn to this very, very new system that doesn't have a proven track record. And they scoff at the ideas of like traditional Chinese medicine that's been around for thousands of years, and all these different like ancient practices and ancient uses of connecting to the earth and using herbs and energy work.
Yes.
And all these things that people have been doing since people have been here.
Yeah.
So there is this fear, and I know that it's like there can be a panic.
Yeah,
a panic can set in. It's like, okay, no more messing around. I need real medicine. And then all you end up doing is getting shoveled into this cycle of take a pill for that pill, take a pill for that pill. Never healing the symptoms, or never healing the root cause, just treating symptoms. And you get yourself into, like just chronic, lifelong thing.
And it's a never-ending cycle.
Where it's, if you can just step outside of that cycle and get out of the way so that your body can heal itself.
It's the shifting the mindset. It's that momentum mindset forward, one step in front of the other. It's how you build momentum into the lifestyle that's going to support your highest and greatest health.
Yeah.